Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got Gas, the morning edition, on this marvelous Monday morning. It's chilly here. I don't know about where you are, but I think winter's starting to come here. Well, over the weekend, we had a bundle of joy brought into our family. The latest and greatest little Beck made it here. Jackson James Beck. Now, we're going to make him a hot rodder. He's going to be a hot rodder because he's going to have his first car very soon. A pedal car, that is. And most of us got our first indoctrination to cars with a pedal car. How about you? Now, I posted some pictures of my young son and him getting into his pedal car, but he was 2 years old. And I found it at a swap meet when I lived in Texas at the Pate swap meet, or Tate swap meet. And I found it a 1950s Murray pedal car. Now, I took the time to strip the paint off it, knock some of the dents out of it, get it nice, got it painted up for him, and brought it to him for his second birthday. So he's had a car since he was 2 years old. Now, I've got that car in the garage, and I'm going to go through it and restore it because kids are kids, and, there wasn't a concern about whether it stayed shiny or didn't have any dents or things like that. Kids use their cars. They learn how to drive. They learned how to crash, too. But pedal cars are an important part of our automotive history because it brought the youth factor into pedal cars and into cars and got them indoctrinated, I guess you could say, but interested in cars. And pedal cars go back because it's not just in time. 1800s is when the first pedal cars came out. And they were made of wood with some steel over them, but they resembled the cars of the time, which seems logical. There was a bit of a heyday where they were really popular, then they fell back and were not that popular. But they were considered something for the rich. Yes, the rich had them. And that was considered the basic buyer. And whether it's true or not, I don't know. I'm not a historian in that respect. But a lot of the pedal cars of the time replicated exactly, or pretty close, the cars of the day. So what did you have? You had Bugattis, you had Rolls Royces, you had Austins, and then there were companies in the U.S. like Murray that built cars that had some styling cues of cars of the time in the U.S., and made them in different body style. Well, not body styles, but trim levels, I guess you could say. There were the fire engines. There were the police cars. And as a matter of fact, I got two of the Murray-style cars for our grandkids a couple of years ago. And they got the car bug, and they're driving them around right now. But there were cars that became very, very detailed. They had chrome bumpers, chrome lights, chrome hubcaps, white wall appearing tires. Now, the tires were very thin and narrow, but the wheels would look like they were white wall tires. There was the Cadillac, and a lot of Cadillac dealers tended to use that as a promotional tool at the dealerships. There were Mustang pedal cars. There were 55 Chevy pedal cars. They call them Classic 55s right now. And Sears Roebuck sold a whole line of pedal cars back in the day. There were cars that replicated race cars. There were cars that replicated exactly what the production car was. In the case of the British, the Austin Junior 40. Beautiful pedal car. Extremely detailed car. It had a working hood. It had a trunk lid. It had a chrome grille. It had chrome bumpers. It looked like a shrunk Austin A40. And you know what? At the race in Britain, they even bring out a bunch of these for these kids to race. They are beautiful cars. My friend Johnny Martinez has got one, and it is neater than can be. They made Fiat racers, primarily wood framed with some sheet metal over them, skinny wheels and tires that may have come off a baby buggy, but they were there. There were simplistic ones that kind of had the replication of a Woody, but they had other things on them that made them look like fire engines, police cars, tow trucks. Citroën had a replica of their car made into a pedal car, even with the strange one-spoked steering wheel. It was there, and they made it. Someone made it. There were others that were more stylistic, like the Probe Junior, that kind of looked like some sort of racer. The rear wheels were underneath the body, but the front wheels stuck out open wheel style. There were some that looked like the Thunderbird. TR4, I've seen one, a Triumph TR4. A buddy of mine has a couple of Plymouths that were actually made as promotional things. He's got them. I believe they may be engine powered, but along those lines. There are some that look like racers, and some of them are newer styles. Some have fiberglass bodies. 32 Ford, for example, is a very popular one. One I saw today that I'd never seen before, and this is definitely for the rich and famous, is a gasoline or electric powered Cobra, or AC Ace as it is. And it is beautifully detailed. The little bumperettes, the chrome grille, directional signals, working headlights, magnesium wheels, wood-covered steering wheel, windshield, 2 bucket seats. It sat 2 kids. It's got pneumatic tires. It's just beautifully done. And these are some of the cars. They come under the pedal car category, even though they weren't pedal cars. Now, there's a couple of sites out there where you can get pedal car parts. Pedalcar.com is the one I went to this morning to take a look at. And they've got everything from pedal cars that are new that you can buy to kits where you can get the example, the 55 Classic. Looks like a 55 Chevy, but they can't say Chevrolet. And it's assembled. You assemble it. You paint it up to match the colors you want. It's got a chrome windshield, chrome steering wheel, hubcaps, wheels, seat with tuck and roll interior. Man, it's cool. You save about $70 by doing it yourself, or you can buy the completed one that's painted up two-tone like a Bel Air. There's the Hot Rod. Looks kind of cool. There's the Comet, reproduction of the original pedal car called the Comet. There's a legendary one that looks like a Bugatti a bit, rounded front. There's also pedal cars that look like go-karts, and they've got chain drive. There's others that, well, look like just about anything. There's the fire engines, the police cars. I got the police car versions through Speedway Automotive. They sell hot rod parts and cars. I got the 55, the Murray reproductions from them that are like police cars for grandkids to start with. There's the Comet fire engine, the Comet sports car, all sorts of great pedal cars that are out there. And you can find them at swap meets and such. I've got a couple sitting in the garage. I've got my son's original pedal car back when he was 2 years old. Good morning, Rob, or Bob Nye, and the guys from Street Rods Unlimited watching us, Ken Warner, Mark McGeorge, Jolly Roger boat. Yes, not just a pedal car anymore. It was it looked like a little boat. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't have a pedal car. I had a pedal motorcycle. It was a trike, looked like a Harley, police style. And that was my pedal vehicle. Now, why my dad got me that one, I'm not sure, but gosh, I wish I had that back. I've got a replica of it in 1/8 scale. As a matter of fact, I've got a whole collection of 1/8 scale pedal cars on the shelf in our house, and God, it just reminds me of those pedal cars. Chrysler had one for a while that looked like a 39 Chrysler, and they built that all the way through the 60s and 70s. There were others out there. There are other manufacturers, AMF. You know them from bowling, but did you know they made bicycles and pedal cars too? They were out there. There's pedal car shows. There's pedal car events all over the place. And pedal cars are going up in value, especially the real antiques. Now, I've got a few of those, and like I said, going to restore them. They are going to the grandkids. My son's pedal car that I gave him when he was 2 years old, he's a little over 40 now. It's a real antique. He is too, I guess. But I'm going to restore that one for his kids. Now, whether he gives that to his daughter or his son, that's going to be up to him. I'm going to bring it over, all painted up, ready to go. And, you know, it's going to get chipped. It's going to get dented. It's a pedal car. I'm not worried about it. Then I got pedal car friends, friends that build pedal cars. And our friend our ex-co-host here on Gas, Anna Marco, Anna Octane, depending on what you're looking at. She has a car built every year for the Grand National Roadster Show, and she's won it twice. They'll take, and it's got to be a functioning pedal car. They will handcraft a pedal car. Good morning, Jeff Stillwell. How are you? Brooke Anderson, good morning to you as well. So she builds them specifically for shows. Doesn't take an existing pedal car. She uses the chassis and such from a real pedal car. Then they handcraft their own body to make it look like, well, they did Barris's Golden Sierra last year. And you never know what these guys are going to come up with. They did a gasser, straight front axle, sitting high, slicks, big tires. Had to be a functioning pedal car, and it was. So the pedal cars are popular. They're one way to get a kid indoctrinated into hot rodding, muscle cars, and road racing, and what have you. I know I'm going to be doing that for our kids. Something you can think about for yours as well. Christmas is coming up. Got a youngster that would get into one? Speedway Automotive, pedalcar.com, and a host of other places where you can get them. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got gas, the morning edition with pedal power. Brought to you by Service Tech Equipment. Service Tech with all the equipment you need for the shop you've got. Service Tech Equipment, Craig Heidenthal. Tell them Gas sent you. You've got gas, and get 10% off on your purchase. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You have a great day.